Here now, and we're very pleased to have you here today. Welcome, welcome. It looks fantastic. It sort of looks like you're not holding back on anything here, and it's slightly different to the other reality shows involving the Kardashians because normally there's a lot of editorial control over that one. This one isn't so much like that. So why be part of this one?
Because I wanted to protect my family.
Yeah.
I'm a parent. I love my children. I've been with, I have 10 children. You kind of know the Kardashian side plus a little bit of the Jenner side with Kendall and Kylie. But I think a lot of times in the media, you get totally misrepresented.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to do it just to say, first of all, how much I love my kids. And second of all, how proud I am of them and what they've been able to accomplish in their life. I mean, it is absolutely an amazing story of accomplishment. Yeah, sure, they are going to be controversial and this and that, but, just like in that one thing, I talk about Kim wanting to be a celebrity. She wanted to get into that world. And I told her, you know what, that's great, but you know what? Being in that world is a business.
Yeah.
And you have to treat it as a business. It's not just for your ego or this. And there is nobody who has treated it more like a business than Kimberly.
Absolutely.
She's worth in the $4 billion range now. She started companies. She took that fame and created tremendous businesses.
She's a smart woman.
Very smart. She's working on her law degree. She's going to be a lawyer here pretty soon. Amazing, amazing person. And sometimes that gets lost.
Yeah.
And it's too bad because I've been nothing but impressed with all of the children.
Yeah.
Caitlyn, it's very obvious how proud you are of all their achievements, but can you take us back to the early days of when you first met Kris? Because I know when you first met each other, it was very intense.
Yeah, I had been very single for like 6 years, really kind of struggling with myself and who I was and how I kind of fit into the world. And I was just getting ready to turning 40. And I said, I just can't do this. I got to get back into life. A blind date, met Kris. We hit it off from day one.
Was it love at first sight?
Pretty close to that, yes.
Yeah.
I was totally impressed with her intelligence, her sense of style, the way she lived her life. She had 4 kids. I had 4 kids. We both come in with the same amount of baggage.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, we got married 5.5 months later.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very quick. And I wanted to, if we're going to get married, let's get married because we have kids involved. And I'm not going to be at your house unless it's like right. It's like, we're married, husband and wife. And that's the only way I wanted it to be.
People look at your family and they think, well, they must have had, they're billionaires, they're billionaires, they've had money all their life, but that wasn't the case. When you two first got together, it wasn't easy. You had no money at all.
No, I had
lots of mouths
6 years of not even wanting to work, just trying to find myself. And she was going through a very difficult divorce, and she didn't really get much out of that. And so, we started basically with nothing. And Kris fired the manager, fired everybody, said, I'm going to take over. And I said, she had never really done anything like that before. She'd basically been a Beverly Hills housewife.
Yeah.
But she was always around very smart business, her ex-husband, all her friends were big business people. So she kind of knew the business game. And she took it from the beginning and just started building it. Started with the speaking business, which I had done for years, and really built that back up. And then the show, and we got into the infomercial world, and we just kept building on top of it. And to where today, she's created an absolute empire. To say the least.
It's incredible.
Caitlyn, you were no stranger of fame before you joined the Kardashian family. You were the most celebrated athlete of all time. What advice did you give the kids and the family? Because you knew about fame, you knew the impacts of fame.
I always used to tell them, every person you meet can do something better than you.
I love that.
And remember that. So respect those people. They I've had so many instances like that. I meet people and they just seem like nice people. And then all of a sudden there's a piano nearby and they sit down and they start playing the piano. I can't play the piano. They're phenomenal at the piano. And I'm going, wow, you know, it always would impress me that everybody you know can do something better than you. They may be better in math. They maybe did better in school. They can do something better. So don't get all full of yourself.
Don't let it go to your head.
Yeah, don't let it go to your head. And I think they've all pretty much done that. And fame, being a celebrity, is a business. And treat it as a business.
So
treat other people well.
Do you think fame has changed them? Can you see the difference in them? Do you think it's changed them for the better, or do you think it's changed them for the worse?
Fame is, there's two sides to fame. One is when you're at your house and you're with your family and you're with your friends. It's just a normal life.
Yeah.
But every time you leave your house and you leave that little environment,
The bubble.
you're
safety.
working, okay? Remember that. The way you treat people, the way you do things. My daughters have been able to create tremendous businesses.
Yeah.
Kimberly, take Kimberly or Kylie or any one of them. Kimberly, I remember she started her first business called Out of the Closet. She had no money, she had nothing. And she went to like these very high-end closets. She had a great sense of style. She used that. And go into these closets. And she started an eBay business for selling clothes. And so she would go in. Hardest part was telling them what they have to get rid of. Now, these are massive closets. And then she would wouldn't charge them, take the clothes, put them on eBay, and they would give them 30%, the person 30% of the money, and she would take 70%. And she sold a lot of clothes that way. But that's where she started out.
That's where she gets
She
her
had an
business, I guess.
apartment in the Valley, her first one. I helped her move in.
And then she built up from there.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny. Because you know how a parent, you always say, you know, turn off the lights. Come on, the whole house is all lit up and everything. When you leave a room, you can just shut off the lights, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember the first day she was there and we were moving her in, just me and Kimberly. We had a bunch of boxes and we're bringing them up. And we brought the first load up into the apartment. And then we were walking downstairs to get another load. And she says, oh, let me shut the lights off.
It changes when it's your own
I
house,
died laughing.
doesn't it?
Wait a second, I've been telling you to shut the lights off for years. Now you're paying for the lights, and so she's shutting it off while we walk downstairs to get more stuff to come back up again. I thought, that just shows you a woman that watches her money.
That watches the money.
Yeah.
Can I ask you how you deal with the sort of negative side of things sometimes? Because, you know, you started this interview saying, I'm doing this documentary to protect my family. And, you know, and then you look in the press and there's stories that saying that actually Kris is really cross at you. She's furious that you're doing this documentary. Like, how do you deal with that side of stuff?
Well, it's part of the game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in today's society, with the media, they're always looking for a spectacular. There's so many channels, there's so many networks, there's so much competition to get the person to come over that it's got to be kind of controversial.
Right.
And they will make up a lot of the controversy.
Oh,
There
yeah.
really isn't anything there. They try to make up a story.
Yeah.
And yeah, to be honest, even in this one, I saw this, they had this trans person on that I don't even know, I've never met, doesn't know me, kind of putting me down, you know, saying, oh, because I'm, you know, I'm white, I have a job, you know, and I go, that really kind of bothered me that they put that, but that's part of the game.
Is it worth it? Sometimes do you sometimes just go, God, is this all worth it?
Is it worth it? Yes, I've lived a very, very, very good life.
Yeah.
My kids have worked extraordinarily hard. And it's not just the Kardashian side. Even the ones that you never see, I got 10 of them, you know. And that's only 6 of them over there. And the other 4, they've done extremely well for themselves. And that makes, as a parent, it makes me very, very proud. Even my one son, my oldest son, who has been extraordinarily successful in the dog business. Nobody knows that, you know? And yeah, he's been extraordinarily successful, built an enormous company, you know, good for him.
Good for him.
What's your relationship like with Kris and the girls and everything now? What's your relationship like now?
Well, Kris, I really never talk to anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, I know it's sad. If there's any communications, Sophia Hutchins is my manager, and she kind of runs the show, so she talks to him. The Kardashian sides, you know, when you have as many kids as I have,
Yeah.
you're closer to some than you are to others, and it's kind of that way through there, through that side of the family. I certainly see him. We do this and that. I'm much closer to the Jenner side, you know, with Brandon and Brody and my son Bert, my daughter Casey. Yeah, Kris, I really don't have any more contact with her. Yeah, it's kind of sad.
It is sad.
Because we went through a lot.
Yeah.
together. And it's not because of, you know, I don't feel, but there's just a lot there. So I just, you know, kind
Hopefully one day
Move on.
that'll change.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fascinating documentary. It's on Sky Documentaries on the 8th of October, and it's also on Now. It's streaming there as well. And it's lovely having you here.
Well, it's my pleasure to be here. It's always. I love coming back here.
Oh, good. You're welcome anytime.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you.